Yo, what's going on, y'all? Cool Geeks Tribunal, full effect. Welcome to the Tribunal. If it's your first time checking in with me, you're a part of it, chop it up with us. Let me know, leave it in the comments, talk to me. Let me know what y'all thinking about every and anything cool and all things geek. Today, though, we're going to go in on the Spider-Man 4 confirmation, which we knew had to be confirmed anyway, after all the money that SpiderMan NoWayHome just brought in, over $1 billion in the midst of pandemics and mandates and everything else. So if you didn't see the movie due to the mandate, sucks. I know it's real whack. For those that did see it, which I'm assuming it's a lot of people that did see it, because the movie did bring in that much money, there's really no spoilers with everything that I'm about to say. So real quick, let's set it off with, I'm going to tell y'all, subscribe for the vibe. Like us if you like us. Once again, comment, talk back to me, let me know what y'all thinking. But these are my thoughts on it, right? So, Spider-Man 4. Where did Spider-Man NoWayHome, which was the third Spider-Man movie within the MCU, where could they pick up from such a great, phenomenal, for the fans movie? We saw at the end, with all of the multiverse things going on, they brought Eddie Brock from that Sony universe of his world into the Marvel universe. So we caught that at the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, and then they picked it back up with his little cameo at the end of No Way Home. So with that being said, he broke out. So Eddie Brock, he's supposed to be connected to Spider-Man. How are they going to make that work? But we saw that there was a little piece of the symbiote that dripped off, and it seems to now have made it possible to bring Spidey back in black, as you see displayed here, right? So what's the little backstory on it? Secret Wars 1984 story. They had Spider-Man on another planet with, I believe it was the game master, whatever his name was, and he had all the superheroes there, and they were fighting and just kind of duking it out, and aliens and all this other stuff going on. His Spider-Man's costume gets torn, ripped up during the battle. All of that's going on. He needs a new costume. Alien machine makes him a costume. Turns out to be a symbiote. If you know anything about what a symbiote is, it bonds to its host. So it's like it's just an organism that just basically bonds with the host and becomes one with it. So it's a really cool costume, really good look. Huge spider across the chest, which is an iconic look, wraps around all the way to the back. Spider-Man does his thing. It makes him stronger. It's way more resistant. Only weaknesses are to heat, and extreme sound. Extremely loud sound. So comes back to Earth. The symbiote kind of takes over his personality and kind of turns him into a sort of Punisher-like, turns Spidey from like our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man into more of our anti-hero type. That's not his personality. He don't really get down like that. He's not mean-spirited. So he separates from it, and then it finds its way to Eddie Brock. That's how Venom is created and comes about in the comic books. We know by now, cinematically, they told the story all the way twisted because Sony had to have their way, and they had to make sure they put a movie out, and they had to get in on some of the Spidey money. So they threw Venom out there, no Spidey on the chest. Just like, why are you Venom? How are you here? It makes no sense, especially if you came up reading the books and you understood the Spider-Man mythos in connection with Venom and how it all plays a part and it should be connected. So it's like they're telling the story in reverse. Now, to me, what I think is going to happen is that Flash Thompson, who in the comic book became Venom for a time, is going to take on that role from a cinematic standpoint. The reason I say that is because unlike with Eddie Brock working for the Daily Bugle in a comic book and hating on Peter Parker for getting images and things of Spider-Man and outshining him on the job, in the MCU, Peter Parker, Tom Holland's Peter Parker, is still a kid. He's in high school. So it would only make sense that, like, from such a deeply personal beef, that his antagonist would be the bully from his school, because he's always gotten bullied by Flash Thompson. And we know who that kid is. You know, he's always giving him a hard time, talking a lot of smack to him or whatever. But while he gives Peter a hard time, he loves Spider-Man. So to find out through the whole No Way Home situation, before Doctor Strange made everybody lose their memory, that Peter was his favorite, you know, Peter, who he likes to pick on, is his favorite superhero at the same time. If they finagle that somehow, where his memory comes back after Doctor Strange did what he did with that spell, somehow he, you know, I think there's a built-in animosity to where they have a story right there. And then if the Venom symbiote leaves Pete, you know, attaches itself to Peter, it doesn't work out, and then somehow it attaches itself to Flash Thompson, they could, you know, run with that angle. We'll see. On another note, which would be cool, is we already saw they brought Matt Murdock, which is also Daredevil from the Netflix series, and brought him into the MCU now when he was acting as Peter's lawyer. So, and we also have Kingpin in the Hawkeye series, if y'all been watching that. So there's a lot of fun to be had, a lot of things that they could bring together with all of it. Let's see how they do it. It would be interesting to see Spider-Man and Daredevil team up cinematically the way that they often would do in the comic books, and go up against the Kingpin, because the Kingpin is a worthy adversary of both. And he has a lot of substance, and with a great actor that, you know, portrays the Kingpin, we would, you know, shout out to him from Godfather of Harlem. If you've seen back in the day, what was the movie? Full Metal Jacket. If you saw him, I think his name was Goma Powell or something like that, but that was his character. But yeah, if you've seen any of those in his new classics shows and his old classics, he's definitely going to, you know, he's definitely killing it as a Kingpin. But in any event, that's what it is. So I just wanted to bring y'all up on that. You know, just exciting news. Like I always say, bringing it out for y'all, letting y'all know what it is. Trust the Hero, Cool Geeks, Tribunal. Welcome to the Tribunal. Subscribe for the vibe. Like us if you like us. Peace. I'm out. That is my breakdown and my take on Spidey being back in black. Salute. Peace. Spider-Man 4. See what it's about.